Hi, Dave, my Max 6. We're back in the Mecca, and this is the brand new B-Build by Broser on the brand new channel, Jay Cutler TV. Here's Sean. Hey, Sean. Say hi. And Sam. We had to interrupt. Yeah, that's right. Cameo. So, yeah, B-Build by Broser on the brand new Jay Cutler TV. Welcome to the new channel, man.
Well, listen, this is pretty exciting, I have to say. Thank you, Jay, for bringing us to your channel. Really appreciate it. So, yeah, we're here at the Mecca, like Dave said, and we have a guest with us today.
A girl.
We don't have a lot of girls.
I know, it's so great to have a girl.
I train probably just as many girls as guys, but we haven't had as many on the show. And this is one of my newest clients, Kim.
Hi, Kim.
And Kim just started working with me recently, and I will let you tell her how she could tell you guys how that happened. Let's say it.
I was looking for a new coach. My other coach was not cutting it. And I actually met him through Mark Durando.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we love Mark. Okay, very cool. That's how it happened.
That's how it happened. So when is our show?
June 2nd.
June 2nd, and what show is it?
It's the OCB Silver State Championships.
Very nice.
Okay, so we have that coming up, and today what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some hamstrings, some triceps. Probably show you, I don't know, we're gonna decide what we're gonna show you, but we're gonna show you a little bit maybe of a hamstring superset later on, and a new tricep exercise, and I'm gonna teach her a little bit more about rep tempos, because that's something kind of really new to her. So I'm gonna teach her a little bit more about it so she makes sure that she can get that down pat, and that's what we have for you.
Is that the first time you come to train with him in person, Kim?
Yes.
Okay. So is that what you want? What were most? What were the questions you had the most when you read his training or when you have his workout? What are some of the things that you're asking yourself the most? It's not always evident to actually read that on the page. And
definitely the tempos, understanding the tempos, and definitely making sure that there's proper form and technique, because I don't want to injure myself.
Yeah, because you can't read that on the page, you know. So yeah, that's a good point.
Very cool. So we're gonna make sure that she has everything down pat today.
Okay.
And I'll show you what we got.
All right. Very cool.
Okay, guys. So we've been training hamstrings. We got through our first two movements, but this is something that I want to show you. It's a superset for hamstrings using the lying leg curl. You'll understand this better as she's demonstrating it. We're gonna have Kim do it for us, but we're gonna be doing the first set of leg curls with our body held up in the air, which helps to give you a better contraction at the top of the movement, almost like a concentration curl for biceps. And then when we're exhausted in that position, I'm gonna have her lay down flat like you normally would do leg curls, but instead of having the feet this way, we're gonna have the toes pointed out. The feet are gonna be pointed. And what that does is takes the calves completely out of the movement and forces the hamstrings to work even harder to move the weight from point A to point B. So it's a very, very difficult technique, but putting these two things together, you get an awesome pump and an awesome superset, awesome burn for nice curved hamstrings, and Kim's gonna demonstrate that for us.
Okay guys, so as you can see, she's holding her torso up on the pad rather than laying straight down in the first exercise. And this creates a better contraction at the top. It makes it a little bit harder to move the weight from point A to point B with the hamstrings. And like I said, it's kind of like doing a preacher curl, a 90-degree preacher curl, or a concentration curl for the hamstrings. You really feel a tight squeeze at the top. You can't go quite as heavy as you can with the general lying leg curl, but you feel it even more. I'm gonna do a few more reps here, and then we're gonna move into the second portion of the superset. Come on, Kim. Come on, give me two more like this. One more. Good. Switch it down to 30. I'm gonna drop the weight in the second portion. She's gonna lay straight all the way down as you normally would on the leg curl, but she's gonna point the feet. As you can see, her feet are pointed. Now, what this does, like I mentioned before, is this kind of puts the calves in a slack position, so they can't help at all. The hamstrings forced to work a lot more. You'll actually feel a slightly different type of a feeling in the hamstrings. You bring it up with the toes pointed. I kind of feel it closer to the knee. And you can't go quite as heavy, again, doing with the toes pointed because the calves are not involved. It's a great superset for hamstrings, really hitting them from every angle and exhausting all the muscle fibers. Come on, Cam.
guys, here again on Be Built by Broser with little Kim. Kim's actually been cursing a lot during the workout, but I don't think she's cursed on camera.
I'm hoping, fingers
But
crossed.
we want her to curse on camera because this is real TV, Jay Cutler TV.
It'll happen.
Anyway, what we're doing now, we've been training triceps, and what I wanted to do for our initial episode on this channel that Jay has given us is to do a new exercise that you guys haven't seen before. So Merlin went into his bag of tricks and invented a overhead cable single arm tricep extension using an incline bench, which is better for you to just view and see than me to try to describe. But the idea behind any movement with the arm up overhead is to work this head of the triceps right here, which is the inner head of the triceps, the long head of the triceps, and that's the part of the triceps that gives you the most mass in the arm. So anytime that your elbow is up by your ear, you're working that head to a larger degree. Not, of course, you're not isolating it, but working it to a larger degree than normal. And using a cable, which I love to use on movements like this, the reason why it's really effective is because, unlike a dumbbell, you have constant tension from beginning to end. So not only are you going to have tension during the stretch portion, but you're going to have tension at the contraction, which you don't normally get with a dumbbell. And as you can see when we do this movement, it's going to be angled a little bit so that your body is angled back, so there's actually even more force during the contraction. So we're going to have Kim do it. She's very brave. It's the first time she's ever done this exercise, and but she's going to make it look good for you guys. I'm going to show you.
If you could describe it in one word, what would you call it?
Merlin, one word?
One word.
Psycho? I don't know.
How about evil?
It's
I thought
evil.
you said
I
evil.
did say, when I did the exercise first, I went, oh yeah, that's evil.
Jeez,
That's
you just
evil.
messed that one up. All right.
Well, listen, I'm not breathing. I don't have it all together. Give me a break. Okay, guys, as you can see now, this is the movement I was describing. This is the tricep extension using the cable. The bench is angled, probably about 60 degrees or so. You can play with that angle a little bit if you need to. Her elbow is pointing straight towards the ceiling, which keeps the most tension on the tricep at the contraction point. She's coming down and stretching. She's coming up and squeezing at the top, and she's working the long head of the tricep. And again, with a dumbbell, you will not get that contraction at the top because there's no more force. After you come about 2/3 of the way up, there's no more pull from gravity. Oh, she's hurting. There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi guys, Dave Man Max 6, and we are at the Mecca, and I got a special treat today. We got someone that we don't see too much on the West Coast, Big Dan Solomon.
Man, Big Dave, it's good to be back at the Mecca. I forgot how many notable faces already. Everybody always says that the West Coast Mecca ain't what it used to be, but I'm not gonna lie, I think it might be better than it used to be. It's looking like it's happening out here.
It's busy, man.
Yeah.
Plus today it's raining outside, so it's like everybody came to
Great.
train. Yeah.
Everybody's here. Dexter Jackson's getting ready for Australia.
That's right.
Sean Roden's here. The boys are here, and of course,
Rolly's here in the back, right?
Big Eric Broser, the one and only, is here. So a lot of big things happening, but it's good to be back on the West Side.
So what are you doing in town? Tell me.
Okay, so I came in to screen for the very first time our film, Bigger, which of course is the movie about the legendary Joe Weider and his brother Ben, and their incredible story, executive produced by Eric Weider, produced by Steve Jones, directed by George Gallo. They've done a wonderful job. So, of course, as you know, the film has been in post-production ever since we wrapped up shooting in Alabama in November, and this was my first chance to actually get a peek at sort of where they're at. And the film is almost done, and what a thrill it was to kind of get a peek and see what the brilliance of George Gallo and their whole creative team has done with this story. It's phenomenal.
What do you think of it? First impression?
All right, so my first thought was that it's a beautiful film. It's so much more than I think what people are anticipating. The story spans, as I mentioned before, 7 or 8 decades, right? It starts in the 1930s, and the authenticity, the way the story is told, it's a beautiful tale about, you know, a couple guys who did something that was, you know, beyond belief at the time when they started their journey. As far as the movie itself, It's very artfully crafted. It's put together beautifully. Julianne Hough, of course, plays Betty Weider, and she's brilliant. And Tyler Hoechlin is unbelievable as Joe. Tom Arnold is phenomenal. Kevin Durand, who we see around here sometimes, he's got a tremendous part in this movie. Robert Forster, the legendary Academy Award nominated actor, plays the older Joe Weider. So really this ensemble has come together and they have done something phenomenal. The movie is almost done, and if what I saw last night is any indication of sort of where it's going to be when it reaches the theaters, I think people are going to really be thrilled about the final product.
Okay, so we don't know exactly when it's going to be in general release,
Right.
but it's going to be for the Cannes Film Festival in May, you said, right?
All right, guys, so the formality of that is there's a process. So the film has been submitted, and that whole process will play out in the coming weeks. Steve Jones and his team over at Beholder Productions, they'll make those announcements as soon as they're official, but that's sort of the trajectory of the film. And they always caution me about what I'm supposed to say.
Okay,
So I'm
sorry about that.
I'm really careful about that because there is protocol and procedures.
So let's say we're hoping Cannes Film Festival,
Right.
and then general release
That's
shortly
right.
after.
And I think you guys are really going to love it. I know, Dave, you were out there when we shot some of it. And I feel like the cool part about this is we really brought the bodybuilding family together.
Yeah.
There was that one day on set where we shot really the one true bodybuilding scene in the movie, which was that 1970 Mr. Olympia, where Colin Von Moger does a great job of appearing as Arnold.
Sergio Jr.
And Sergio Jr. And it was just a great energy, and the authenticity is really going to blow some people away. I think you guys are going to love it.
Well, thanks for putting us in, Dan. Make sure to go to Digital Muscle, you guys, for all the latest development, because Dan will be good about letting us know about that. Of course, you're always the first one to know. So, and then we can't wait to see you on the big screen.
Dave, thanks for the warm welcome here on the
Of course, man.
on the Mecca.
You're always welcome here.
Bye,
All right, thanks. Hi, Biggie. That's a wrap on the very first B-Bill by Brother for JLE TV. How was that?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, it was a great way to start it out, having Kim here, having a girl on the show. And it's funny because when you were talking to Jay, actually, he said he wanted to have more girls
I know,
involved
perfect.
in it.
Yeah.
So it's great. She's a competitor. She's serious. And she recently became a client. And she did some great stuff today. And we had a lot of fun. She was a lot of fun to train with. So it was really nice.
Yeah, good to have her.
Yeah.
So on Ask Marlon, I want to bring something up that you talked to me about it recently. More and more people have been reaching out to you on your Facebook and by email and stuff, because of course they've been seeing you, training a lot more pros, more and more, Luca and Antonio Green and Sergio and all that stuff. So most of your work is actually done over the internet, and you have clients all over the world. But more and more people are actually asking you now, hey, is it possible to come and train with you? Because they've seen, some guests on the show, and so now it's more of a request that you're getting on a regular basis. So talk a little bit about that, because that gives you an idea, and you want to bring the news here on the show.
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, we've had, obviously we've had guests on the show. They've generally been clients of mine. And they come and they train along with us.
Usually on the weekend.
Yeah, usually on the weekend, usually on a Friday or Saturday. But a lot more people have been reaching out to me and saying, hey, how can, I'm gonna be visiting California. I'd love to get in a session with you. From all over the world. And I started to think about it, and what I wanted to do is start to make it actually available to people who are not necessarily clients, people from maybe other parts of California or other states in the United States, or even if they're visiting from anywhere in the world, to give them the opportunity to come and train along with you and myself any day during the week, and for as many days a week as they'd like to do it. And what I want to do is offer different packages to people. So if they're coming for a full week and they want to train with us for a full week, or if they're just coming in for a weekend, to set it up so they can train with us. And obviously, if you can give me, some type of a notice beforehand, perhaps there's certain body parts that you want to work on specifically so that we can set up our training during the week to fit those body parts. Or if it's a specific training program of mine that you want to experiment with, whether it be ESPX2 or SPEC or FTX2 or PRS, any one of those, and you say, hey, I want to learn more about that, we can schedule so the work can be about that. So this is something that I want to make officially available to everybody, anywhere you are, anywhere around the world, whether you're a client or not, and to come here and train with us. And what I'd like you to do is, if this is something that you would like to pursue, is actually to contact me personally. You can contact me by email at bodyfx2@aol.com. You can reach out to me on my Facebook page by private message, or on Instagram at Coach Eric Broser by private message, and let me know that it's something you want to pursue, and then I can go over the pricing with you and how it would work. And I think it's something that's going to be very exciting for people. And if you are coming here on a day that we're able to film, we also will put you on Be Built by Broser, so you could be on Jay Cutler TV along with us and training and see yourself on there, which usually we're able to film on the weekends. So that's something I wanted to offer and put out to you guys, and hopefully something you can take advantage of.
Awesome. All right, Merlin. So it was a good first episode, and then looking forward to many, many more coming up.
All right. Thanks, guys.